Hey everybody. I am more tired today than yesterday, but I am happier. So the first time around I said more tired, and then I said happier, even though I was comparing in both cases. Do you know when to use more and when to use ER? What about if I said, you are the smartest students? You are the most interesting student. When should I use most? When should I use EST? So as native speakers of English, we just kind of know what sounds the best. But it's important to know the exact rule that the College Board uses so that you don't fall for any of their tricks. All right, let's take a look.
The first thing you want to note is that you use comparatives when comparing two things. So if I said you are smarter than her, I'm comparing you to her. Two things, or two people in this case. So I should use the comparative. I'd use the superlative when comparing three or more things. You are the smartest student here. And of course I'm implying that you are being compared to many different students. So there must be 3 or 4 or 30 students here. But you, sir or ma'am, are the smartest. So that's when you use a comparative versus a superlative. But how do you make the comparative and superlative form? Well, let's start with the comparatives. Smart, of course, becomes smarter. Easy becomes easier. Common becomes... Is it commoner? Nope, it's more common. And interesting becomes more interesting. So what's the rule? One easy thing to see is that when the word is one syllable, smart, you add ER, smarter. When a word is 3 syllables or more, such as interesting, you put more in front of it, more interesting. But when there's 2 syllables, we're kind of split. Easy is 2 syllables, it has easier, you add the IER. Common is also 2 syllables, common. But I have more in front of it, more common. So what could the rule be? The answer is simple. If you see a Y on the end of your 2-syllable adjective, easy, funny, happy, silly, then you add IER to it. Funnier, happier, sillier. But if it doesn't have that Y, you just put more in front of it. Simple as that. For superlatives, we take smart and it becomes the smartest, easy becomes the easiest, common becomes the most common, and interesting becomes the most interesting. So overall, it's the same rule, right? When you had the 2 syllables that don't end in Y, you put most in front of it. When you have 3 syllables, you put most in front of it. When it's 1 syllable, you put EST on it. And if you have a Y on there, you put IEST on there. But of course, all of them have the in front of them. So very straightforward. And because English is so awesome, we have a few exceptions here for comparatives. Usually I wouldn't put the in front of the comparative. I wouldn't say the bigger. I would just say bigger. I'd use the in front of the superlative, the biggest. But when I'm using an expression, such as the bigger they are, the harder they fall, when I want to say the more this occurs, the more that occurs, that's one occasion when I would use the in front of the comparative. The more you study, the better you will get. I can also use the for comparisons in this case. If I said of the 2 brothers, he is the taller one. He is the taller brother of the 2. So when I specify of 2, I can use the to say that this guy is the taller of the 2. Not really tested very much, but I just wanted to throw that out there so you're not caught off guard in the case if this kind of question ever does occur.